Welcome, everyone. Please stand and join us in singing our opening song.
Welcome to Unity of Wilmington. Thank you for being here, whether you're in person, looking beautiful in the sanctuary, or online, or joining us later in the week. My name's Amy. We have Katie Deese, our musical director, and John Hill on the drums. Shall we say our statement of being? Okay. Here it is. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the good omnipotence. Is there anyone here for the first time? Hi. Thanks for being here. Anyone here for the second or third time? Thanks for coming back. Good to see you. Hey. And let's see. Now we're going to say the 3 affirmations. There they are. Ready? I am a beloved expression of God. I am here for a holy purpose. I am in the right place at the right time right now. Please welcome Bianca to sing one of my favorite songs, A Million Dreams.
The world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. call me crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the world I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. To say I'm right, you'll say I'm wrong. I close my eyes where I belong. To the world I see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
So y'all get why that song gives me goosebumps, right? Don't you have them? All right. So good news. We have Reverend Ellen today. Sorry. Dr. Reverend Ellen, Dr. Here she is. And she has balloons. Yay.
Let's celebrate Sunday. Woo! I love that song. Bianca, let's give you another round of applause. Oh my God. A million dreams and a million colors. How perfect is that? And as a lot of you know, well, maybe you don't know, but it was my birthday a couple of weeks ago. As well as Teresa's birthday. We share the same birthday. So how many June birthdays? Anyone? June birthday? July birthday? All right. August birthday. How about any birthday this whole year? Woo! So give yourselves some appreciation and celebration for your birthday. For all of you watching online as well, we need to celebrate all the time. So June has been celebration month for me, and I run a 30-day challenge in my business on WhatsApp, and anyone can join. Just ask me, I'll give you the information. And all month long, we've been celebrating. So every day we post in the group, like, what we're going to celebrate. And I was having this conversation with Dan Tastic, who said, I have a great idea for you to celebrate with some balloons. So Dan has his cards actually in the back. So if anybody's interested in having balloons for a party or for any celebration, I highly, highly recommend it. These are awesome. These are absolutely awesome. Isn't it fun? It's so much fun. Right? Life should be fun. I'm 100% in alignment with that. Yeah. And I actually practice what I teach, because my husband will tell you I am too serious a lot of the times. And I need to have more fun. I need to lighten up and have more fun. So as you know, I've been exploring Wilmington since I've been here, and I'm trying to go to every festival, anything that's going on in this town, or within driving distance. So last weekend, I went to the Blueberry Festival. And I got this beautiful necklace. I got the bag over there. I've got a bracelet that's hiding under my balloons here. And you know what? It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And for the first time, I had a slice of blueberry pizza. I went for blueberry pie or blueberry cobbler, which I couldn't find any of, or I got there so late that it was probably already eaten. But I was walking by the town, and I saw people eating outside, and I was hungry. It was about 2 o'clock, and I'm like, I've got to find something to eat. And I walked by this pizza place, and I'm like, oh, I don't really want any pizza. My daughter's boyfriend works at a pizza place, so there's always pizza in our house. But there was a slice that was in front of the guy that was eating, and it looked like blueberries. And I said, is that blueberry on your pizza? And he said, yeah, it's actually really good. And I'm like, I don't know about that, but I'm going to go in and get myself a slice. And it was one of the most amazing things I've ever tasted. It was actually regular pizza dough. There was no mozzarella cheese, because a friend of mine asked me, well, what kind of cheese did they have on that? I said, I don't know, maybe there was cream cheese. I have no idea. But it was like blueberry pie on a piece of pizza dough. It was so good. It was so good. So I celebrated that. I feel like I want to fly. I do. I feel like I want to fly. And I do. I feel all this energy in this room. This energy in this room. Do you all feel it? I want everybody to flap your wings as if you're wearing balloons, too. Because when you are dreaming, how many of you have had those dreams where you're actually flying? Yeah, a few of us. Yeah. So my talk today is, what is the name of my talk today? Life is but a dream. I knew it had something to do with dream. So, when we think about dreaming, there's like 3 aspects of dreaming for me. There's, of course, when you're sleeping and you have those dreams. And you wake up and you're like, oh my God, what was that dream all about? What was I dreaming about? And usually you're trying to piece together the last few remnants of that dream before you wake up, and none of it makes sense. Right? It's like, what the heck was that all about? And it's, your subconscious, I think its spirit is really trying to come through you and help you resolve something in your dreams, right? And one of the practices that we had at USM, University of Santa Monica, where I got my master's in spiritual psychology, we would have this practice of bedtime intention. And any issue that we were facing, we were supposed to write it down and put it under our pillow so that spirit, universe, could bring us a solution to that. And hopefully you would dream, the solution about it in your dreams. And I thought it was such a great practice because it also meant I didn't have to worry about it anymore, right? I gave it over to Spirit. I don't want to have to worry about how I'm going to figure things out. I am just going to set a bedtime intention, and I'm going to let it go. And, that's one of the things that we can use dreams for, is say, you know what? I'm just going to release this to the universe, and I'm going to let it go. Right? So let's just do that again. Let's just let it go. Let it fly. Just let it fly. So let me get to my first quote here, there we go. So this is one of my absolute favorites. So it says, if one advances confidently in the direction of their dreams and endeavors to live a life they have imagined, he will meet with success unexpected in common hours. And this was, I believe, Thoreau who said this. And it reminds you that, when you dream of something, you don't always know how it's going to manifest. Right? You have no idea how it's going to manifest a lot of the times. And you don't know how you're going to get there. You have no idea how you're going to get there. But you have a desire. And that's what a dream is. It's a cherished desire. It's a cherished desire. And, when you close your eyes, as we talked about in the song, you can see it, right? You can see it. Space, right? Going to the moon once upon a time, that seemed absolutely impossible, right? And when we'd stare up at the sky, we'd stare up, outside and be like, oh my God, right? Do you think we'll ever be able to get to the moon? Will we ever be able to get to Mars? Right? Where do we want to go? And it seemed impossible. So I want you to think about, what were some of the dreams that you had as a child? Things that you dreamed of being or doing one day. So I know I wanted to be a ballerina, like a lot of little girls did when I was growing up. As a matter of fact, my grandmother gave me these ballerina lamps that were on my bedstand. And I remember going to sleep at night dreaming of being a ballerina one day. So how many of you had childhood dreams that you can remember? Anyone? Right. Did they come true? Right? They came true for you? What did you dream about?
I think of being a speaker.
There you go. Well, it definitely came true. Absolutely, right? So a lot of times our childhood dreams come true, but a lot of times we just don't believe them. Right? What are the obstacles, the roadblocks that get in the way of us manifesting our dreams? Well, first of all, it's our own belief. If we don't believe that we can do it, that we can be it, we're not going to take the steps to realize it. And one of my favorite books that, it's so funny because I had picked this talk title weeks ago, and I totally forgot that I had one of my absolute favorite books. It's called Your Heart's Desire. And it was one of the books that we actually did in school. And it's all about manifesting what you desire, your dreams. And she tells a story in the first chapter, the author's own personal story. She was about, I think, 15. How old are you when you're in 10th grade? 15, 16, something like that. So she was in 10th grade, and she's very tall, like 5'8", and she wanted to go to her prom. But all she could think about was, all of the boys in school are 5'4", maybe 5'5" at the tallest. And she wanted to wear platform shoes. And I remember platform shoes because I actually had a few pair, right? My dad used to take us clothes shopping. That wasn't my mom's job, it was my dad's job. And whenever he would take us clothes shopping at the beginning of the year, and it would be clothes and shoes for the year, I would always pick out, in his opinion, the ugliest shoes he had ever seen. Every year it was the same thing. Oh my God, those are the ugliest shoes I've ever seen. But if you like them, we'll buy them. Anyway, so I do remember these platform shoes I had about that age. So back to the story. So she was lamenting to her mother how badly she wanted to go to the prom, but she didn't want to tower over all of the boys. And so she said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really want to go. And so her mother said, you know what, you're just focusing on what you don't want, right? And that's what you're going to manifest, what you don't want. What is it that you truly want? She said, well, I want a tall guy who's thin. He looks a little bit like David Bowie, and he's and I could look up at him, right? So she said, that's what you need to focus on. That's what you need to, envision. I want you to hold that vision in your mind of this tall, cute boy who's going to take you to the dance. So she said, okay. So it was about 3 weeks before the dance. And so every night before she went to sleep, she would hold this vision of this cute boy who was tall, and, he would take her to the dance. So here it is. It's about 2 weeks before the dance. She hasn't met anybody yet, and she started to get discouraged. And about 3 days before the dance, she finally says, forget about it, right? I'm just going to go to the store. I'm going to buy some flat shoes, and I'm going to go to a movie instead. Because she was just going to give up on her dream. So she goes to the local shoe store to buy herself, her flat shoes. And she walks in, and she sees on the platform the most amazing white rhinestone platform shoes, 6 inches tall. And she's like, oh, I just have to have these. So she takes them off the counter, whatever, the shelf, and she brings them over to the guy that was working there. And he is the exact vision of what she was imagining this tall, cute boy, looked like David Bowie, who said, wow, those are the coolest shoes. You want to try them on? She's like, well, I don't know. Where am I ever going to wear them? And he said, oh, no, you have to try them on. They are so cute. So she tries them on, and of course, she absolutely loves these shoes. And he said, well, you've got to get them. You've got to buy these shoes. And she said, well, where am I going to wear them? And he said, well, tell you what, you buy these shoes, and I will take you anywhere you want to go. And she just, could not believe it. She said, well, as a matter of fact, there's a dance at my school on Friday night, but I'm sure you're busy. He goes, no, as a matter of fact, I don't have any plans. So lo and behold, she buys the shoes. The boy comes and picks her up in this Cadillac, and she had envisioned a limo in her big vision of what this was going to look like. He pulls up in a Cadillac, and he comes out wearing a tuxedo and a matching pair of platform shoes. His were red, and she couldn't help but notice that she was looking up at this guy, right? So did she not manifest exactly what she was looking for? Absolutely, absolutely. And so, of course, she had no idea. She had no idea. She wished and she hoped and she wished and she hoped. And right before the finish line, she almost gave up. Right? How many of us have ever almost gotten what we wanted, only to stop short? Only to stop short, yeah. I find myself doing that so many times, so many times. And I'm actually in the process right now of expanding my business. And, I'm putting in a lot of resources and energy and new programs and ads, and I'm envisioning, my attracting clients and doing all of that. And I'm like, okay, it's not happening. They're not showing up. They're not here. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe this isn't the right thing. Maybe I should be doing something else, right? What does God want me to do? What does the universe want me to do? And I realize I haven't reached the finish line. And here's the truth. There is no finish line. There is no finish line. We never should stop dreaming. Right? This teaching teaches us that there's always the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. It's not about not being satisfied with achieving a goal. It's about recognizing what's next. Right? As I think Liza talked about this a few weeks ago. What's next? What's next? What's next? So whenever you think it's not happening, give it over. Let it go and be open to it showing up in a way that maybe you didn't expect it, but also be willing to stay persistent, persevere. Know that the dream is going to manifest itself. So even if you didn't become what you wanted to be as a child, right? I did not become a ballerina. I didn't become a figure ice skater either, which is something else I wanted to do. Yes, I still dance. I still like to dance, and I still like to ice skate, but those were childhood dreams. So we grow up, and then as adults, we also have dreams. So what do we want to do when we're an adult? What are things that we like to do? Dance? Did I hear that? So we like to dance as adults. Right. You think about, you go to college, and you're like, well, what do I want to be when I grow up? That's that question. What am I going to study? What am I going to be when I grow up? So, of course, I went to school. Not of course, but I went to school, and I wanted to be a doctor initially. And then I wanted to be a lawyer. And then I wanted to be a psychologist. And then I got a degree in business. But then I got my master's in spiritual psychology. But the truth is, there were so many different dreams that I had that didn't manifest the way I thought they would. But that doesn't mean that I'm still not living the dream. How many of you are living the dream? We're living in Wilmington. Absolutely. Yeah, we are living the dream. The question, though, is, what are you dreaming, right? Because a dream could be an illusion as well. So when you recognize what is really the dream that I am dreaming, what is the life that I am living, are you being your authentic self? And I mean, right now I'm being very much my authentic self. Thanks to Dantastic. Even when I was growing up too, I mean, truthfully, I'll be honest, I wanted to be 5'8". I wanted to have blonde hair and blue eyes. I did. I never appreciated being shorter, having dark hair and brown eyes, especially not curly hair. Never wanted curly hair. Of course, as a young girl, also in the time that I grew up, most of the magazines didn't have pictures of girls that looked like me. It was mostly blonde and blue eyes. So of course, that's who I wanted to be. And it took many years to embrace, right, who I truly am. And that's living the dream, to be happy in your own skin as well. So, and it's funny though, because once upon a time there was contact lenses, and I think you can still do that, buy contact lenses of different colors. So I had blue and I had turquoise, and every time I wore them, my mother said, "Oh my God, you look like an alien. Please take those out of your eyes." But for a while, I did dye my hair blonde, and I did wear those contacts. I did. I have pictures to prove it. But I didn't feel like myself, right? So I was living the dream, but it was an illusion. It was an illusion. So never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. Oh my gosh, this is the one that I really drill into my kids. When my friends say to me, "Oh, it's too late," right? "I'm too old. It's going to take 2 years, 4 years to go back to school or to save money for whatever it is that I want." I'm like, the time's going to go by anyway. And you're going to wake up in 2 years, in 3 years, in 4 years, and you're still not going to have that dream manifested. There's so many people in this world that have left, school before they finished or gave up on a dream only to come back years later. Right? So as a matter of fact, another story in the book here, this is also one of my favorite stories. A woman I think she was 72, and she had been married for 50 plus years. And unfortunately, according to the story, a very unhappy marriage. And they just, not that they didn't get along, but she just wasn't happy. He was very negative. She was probably like me, very positive and very outgoing. And, she just couldn't leave. She decided that she would use her marriage as a way to practice unconditional love and acceptance. And her husband eventually passed away before she did, and she was working with the author who was doing the Heart's Desire workshop, and she said, "Well, what do you want?" She said, "Well, I want to find the love of my life. I want to sell my house, I want to move to Sedona, and I want to find the love of my life." And her kids thought she was crazy. She's like, 72, you're not going to, you're too old. Right? You're too old. That's crazy. Sell your house, move across the country. And she said, "No, that's my heart's desire. That's what I dream about every night. I want that passion. I want that love." And so she did. She sold her house. She got a trailer. She went to Sedona, and she started working in I think like a crystal shop. So she'd been there a few weeks-ish. I don't remember the exact time frame, but not really a long period of time. And while she was working there, one day a nice-looking older gentleman came in and was, shopping in the store, and she was like, oh. Her whole body lit up, she said, when she saw this man. And he was shopping, asking her a lot of questions, apparently flirting with her, and he finally settled on buying this heart necklace. And she wrapped it up for him and said, "Beautiful purchase, thank you so much." And to her surprise, he took the heart necklace and he handed it back to her and said, "This is for you, lovely lady." And they went out for coffee, and they were dating ever since. Right? So a beautiful story. right? And you're never too old, right? You're never too old to find love. You're never too old to go back to school. You're never too old to buy your dream house. I mean, I was, 63 when I finally bought my dream house here? But you're never too old to do the things that you want to do. Now, there are some practicalities. I mean, truthfully, I know realistically that I cannot be a professional ballerina or a professional ice dancer, even though I salivate when I watch the Olympics every year, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that so desperately. Right? But I can go ice skating, and I can go dancing, and I can express who I am as myself. And it's never too old to be who you truly want to be. That's what we dream about. Right? That's what we dream about. Who do I want to be? How do I want to feel? Who do I want to serve? How can I give? That's what dreams should be about as well. Not just what I want for me, but how can I serve in a bigger way? Be more authentic. Be truly my authentic self. So Mary Kay Ash said, go that extra mile. That failure refuses to travel. Oh, right? Think about what it is that you really want to manifest right now, that you've been trying and trying and trying, and you're ready to give up. You're ready to give up. Who went the extra mile that you know in your life and manifested their dreams? You probably know someone. It could be you. Think about Edison, right? We would not be in this room right now if he didn't go the extra mile. I read about Dyson, who took him almost 5,000 attempts to have a bagless vacuum cleaner. I had no idea. I would have given up a long time before that. But when I read those stories, I recognize, how badly do you want that dream that you're willing to go the extra mile? And I would say, right, in this center right now, in this beautiful, lovely spiritual center that we're in and our beautiful community, which I'm so blessed to be a part of right now, we're all going the extra mile to find the next perfect minister, whoever that might be, right? We don't know who that might be. Right? But we're willing to go the extra mile. We're willing to do the workshops. We're willing to meet and talk about it. We're willing to envision and dream what that's going to look like. So what I'd like everybody to do, well, we'll do it in the meditation. Hold that thought. We're going to do that in the meditation. But I want you to think about what was maybe one dream from my childhood, or maybe one dream I had as a young adult. Or even if you're sitting here right now thinking about what's the next chapter, who do I want to be, where do I want to go, what do I want to do? So, are we ready to fly? Yes, let's fly. Did I say this was Pride Month? I don't remember if I said June is Pride Month. Right? And, everything works out. It's always synchronicitous. It's always synchronous. Celebrating, colors, the song, it's Pride Month. Right? Going that extra mile for the things that are truly important to us. And I'll be honest, one of the reasons we chose Wilmington was because Wilmington supports that. And it's one of the reasons that I'm here in, a Unity Church, is because we support that, people being their authentic selves. And I think that is so important. We need to dream a world where everybody gets to be who they truly want to be. And if you're watching online, I invite you to do the same. And I want you to see yourself flying. See yourself weightless and free, that freedom. No boundaries, no boxes, no expectations. Just free to be whoever you want to be, whatever age you want to be, whatever hair color, eye color, body shape, sexuality, sensuality, whatever profession, career, retirement. It's your dream. And you can make it a reality. Giving over to the desire, the love, the peace, and the acceptance. We are free to be ourselves. We are free to love unconditionally. We are free to be in peace and harmony with each other. We are free to express the uniqueness that we each are. To breathe into your vision. See yourself living the life that you envision for yourself, for your family, for your community, for the planet. And if you fly even higher and higher and higher and higher, see the planet spinning. See the beauty of planet Earth and how it radiates love and peace and prosperity for everyone, everywhere on the planet. And breathing, knowing that this dream, this vision is here right now. As we dream it, we can be it. And we can truly manifest anything that our heart desires. And so bringing ourselves back down into the atmosphere, bringing our feet back down to the ground, to the earth. We give our dreams roots, and we water it with love and sunshine and prosperity and acceptance. And each and every day, we hold that vision until we manifest our desire. And so with gratitude, we release our dream knowing that it's already here, it's already done. And with joy and thanksgiving, together we all say, and so it is. Amen. Amen.
Y'all just want to take a breath? I mean, wow, right? You know you are a doctor, right? You did become one. Remember when you were little, you were going to be a doctor, and then you're going to, yeah. Yeah, sometimes we forget our dreams. All right. Well, if you feel as moved and inspired as I do right now, please consider giving generously to Unity of Wilmington. We have a variety of giving options. The easiest one is right now, being passed around in the basket. There's Venmo, donate button on our Facebook page, directly on our website. Y'all ready for the mudra? If you're new, just follow along. It goes like this. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. All right, so I don't know this one. It's called The Power of a Dream, but either way, Bianca's going to sing it beautifully, I'm sure. Y'all enjoy.
Deep within each heart, there lies a magic spark that lights the fire of our imagination. And since the dawn of man, the strength of just I can has brought together people of all nations. There's nothing ordinary in the living of each day. There's a special part every one of us will play. Feel the flame forever burn, teaching lessons we must learn to bring us closer to the power of a dream. As the world gives us its best to stand apart from all the rest, it is the power of the dream that brings us here. Your mind will take you far. The rest is just pure heart. You'll find your fate is all of your creation. And every boy and girl, as they come into this world, they bring the gift of hope and inspiration. Feel the flame forever burn, teaching lessons we must learn to bring us closer to the power of the dream. The world unites in hope and peace. We pray that you will always be. It is the power of the dream that brings us here. The flame forever burn, teaching lessons we must learn to bring us closer to the power of the dream. The world unites in hope and peace. We pray that it will always be. It is the power of the dream that brings us here. It is the power of the dream that brings us here.
All right. Please join me in the Aramaic Lord's Prayer. Is it there? Father, Mother, birther, and breath of all, create a space inside us and fill it with your presence. Let oneness now prevail. Your one desire then moves through ours as energy fills all forms. Give us this day our physical and spiritual nourishment. Untangle the knots of error that bind us as we release others. Don't let appearances make us forgetful of the source, but free us to act appropriately for age of the glory glorious harmony of life. May these statements be fertile ground from which our future grows. Amen. Let's see. Wrap up in announcements, and then the peace song. Here are the announcements. Thank you, Katie, for printing them out so nicely. Reverend Ellen is available today after the service if anyone wants some one-on-one prayer. And our prayer partners are Teresa, Ellen, Chris, and Sharon. We want to remind you that there's a prayer box right here. You can fill it out, and then it's prayed over here for 30 days and then sent to Silent Unity where it's prayed over for another 30 days. There's a box there that you can check if you want to have a personal call on that prayer request. You can also submit a prayer request on our website. And if you haven't already, please sign up for our e-blast. You can sign up through Facebook, or you can go to our website and click on Connect, and then you're making me nervous. Like, am I forgetting something? Yeah, you can sign up in the back to be added to the list. Thank you. Okay, big news. July 16th is a Saturday, and from 10 to 4 right here is going to be with Reverend Eliza, and it is a workshop, Discovering Our Why, so it's kind of the next step in the process of, coming together as a community, really figuring out what we want our next steps to look like, part of the process as we go about this time of transition before we hire our next minister. Did I forget anything? Okay. The upcoming speakers are, next week is Aria Gale, right? Aria Gale. And then Reverend Wally White. He's from Greensboro. I missed him in person last time, but hopefully I'll be here this time. He was great to listen to. Then July 17th, it's Reverend Eliza, our transitional consultant, and she'll be here doing the workshop on the 16th and then performing the service on the 17th. Yes? Okay, because that's the next name I was. So Reverend Herbert will be the 24th instead of Darlene Strickland. All right, and then please join us for hospitality afterward. Peace song, y'all are coming up for that.
Let there be peace on